All right, next question. 5x squared minus x minus 22. I only have one option for 5. 5 and 1, that's it. Can't choose anything else. And it doesn't matter if you put the 5x first and then the x, or the x first and the 5x. That doesn't matter. Okay, because entire parentheses can be switched. Minus last term means one of each sign. And then 22 is either 11 times 2 or 22 times 1. I'm going with 11 times 2. And I check. Outer times outer is negative 10x. Inner times inner, positive 11x. And I get a positive 1x. I want a minus 1x. So when you get the right number, but the wrong sign, just switch the signs. Don't go switching all the numbers, because that's going to make it worse. Just put the minus first, and then the plus, and then it works. Plus, minus, minus. Okay, some questions so far. I have not done any with common factors yet, so. Okay, when you get to one like this next one, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 36 choices. There are 36 combinations of what you could write for the answer. Okay, 36 possibilities. You've got to use some of the hints I have given you to help you get this not on the 36th time, because the 36th time is going to really create a problem with the time constraint on a quiz. Okay, so I don't want you sitting there and erasing and getting it on the 36th time. Okay, I expect you to get it within the first few using the facts that I'm giving you. Okay, so 21. 21 times 1, 7 times 3. I like 7 and 3 better. Doesn't mean I'm right. I'm not even quite sure if I am. Minus last term means one of each sign. And then 12 is either going to be 12 and 1, 6 and 2, 4 and 3. Now, this is where your little hints come in. This is what you have to do, and if you know this, you know, I don't typically try to teach this to all my regular algebra classes because they get confused, but you are smart enough to know this. So, if I choose 12 and 1, 12 cannot go here. If I choose 6 and 2, 6 cannot go here. If I choose 4 and 3, 3 cannot go here. So that eliminates choices, because you can't put a number in a parentheses where there will be a common factor. Okay, does that make sense? What I'm saying there. So don't do it. That's not a choice. You've eliminated that choice. Okay? I like 4 and 3 because I like odd and even better. Okay? So I'm going to go with 4 and 3. But I know where not to put the 3, so I'm going to put it first and put the 4 here. Does that work? No, because I get a negative 28 and a positive 9. Doesn't work. And I can't switch that. I can't put 3 with 3, so I'm going to erase that and I'm going to use 6 and 2. But I know not to put 6 on the other one. Does that one work? Minus 14, positive 18, there's my positive 4. Got on the second try. So eliminate choices by knowing those little facts. Okay? This one's a biggie in terms of the rules. Okay? 12 has lots of choices. 12 and 1, 6 and 2, 4 and 3. And then 24 has 4 choices. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I only have one option of signs, so I really only have like 12 combinations. So when I have a number like 12 and a number like 24, knowing that they're both even numbers, I pick odd even pairs. Because I already know I can't have 2 even numbers. So I can't choose even, even, and even, even. Okay, I can't choose 6 and 2 and 4 and 6 because it won't work. They're all evens. They have multiples or a common factor of 2. So I'm going with odd and even pairs. So we're going to see if we can get it first time. So my odd even pair, I'm going to go with 4 and 3. My last term is positive, so I'm going to look to the middle, so it's plus, plus. 24, 24 and 1, 12 and 2, 8 and 3, 6 and 4. I'm going with 8 and 3, my odd even. And I know exactly where to place them because I can't put 8 with 4, can't put 3 with 3. So I'm going to go 3y and 8y. I remember my y's this time. So outer times outer, 32. Inner times inner, 9. And I got it first time. So my last one for 21, I used 2 odds and then I used 2 evens. Because you're not going to have, you can have odds together, you just can't have evens together because they have a common factor then. Okay, so using those little hints is going to help you, trust me. Okay, on this next one here, what do I have? Leading negative. So what am I going to suggest if I have a leading negative? To take out the negative, okay? Now there might be other factors that are common other than the negative, but take out a negative. Don't try to factor trinomial with the leading negative because it makes it really hard, okay? So 10, 11, 6, no number that's common, but x is common to all of those. But I'm going to make it a negative x. And then I have positive 10x squared left plus 11x minus 6. And then I go to my parentheses. That negative x does come down. It is part of the answer. 10x squared, I'm going to go with 5 and 2. Minus last term means one of each sign. And for 6, I'm going to go with 3 and 2, but I know where to place which one. Because I can't put 2 with 2. So outer times outer, negative 15. Inner times inner, positive 4. Now, be sure to check this correctly. That's giving me negative 11. And if you look back up here, you're going to think you're right. You got to look at the one here to do that. So when I get my negative 11, I know I'm wrong because it needs to be a positive. So I switch my signs. So minus plus. And now I've got it. So be careful. If you've taken out a common factor, look back at the one right above it. Okay? And then my last one before my multiple choice question here. Common factor, yes, I can take out a 3 and an x. And I'm left with x to the 4th plus 5x to the 2nd minus 36. When I break up my x to the 4th, I have x squared times x squared. Minus means one of each sign. When I don't have a coefficient, so like when I just have x squared or xx or whatever without numbers, they're easier. I've got to get 36. So 36 and 1, 18 and 2, 12 and 3, 9 and 4. I want to get 5 in the middle. Positive 9, negative 4. That has then created a difference of squares. So this one will go further. The other two factors come down. And then x squared minus 4 breaks to x plus 2, x minus 2. Look at your notes what was common about the two problems that we were able to factor again? What was common about the two problems that we were able to factor again? Caitlin?
It had an x squared in it. Minus something.
No. Because they all have x squareds in them, but they don't all have an. So that one and that one. What's allowing that to break down again? So that question and that question.
They have a positive and a negative sign?
No. If you have an x squared and you break it to x and x, x doesn't have a power left. So there's no way to break that down again.
Both terms are squared.
No, not the squared. What's allowing it to happen again?
Oh, both terms are squared.
No. They have x to the fourths. Because when you break up an x to the fourth, you get x squared, which creates a possibility that you could go again. If you break up x squared, you get x and x. That can't go again. When you get x to the fourth, x squared and x squared, there's a good chance that you're going to go further. Okay, so that's like your ding, ding, ding question, like I'm probably going to be able to factor again. Okay? So when the power is bigger than 2, there's a good possibility that you can factor again. Okay? If it's 2, there's no way because there's no powers left to break into. Okay? Okay, let's look, I think I just have one in there. Let's look at our ACT question. Which of the following is a polynomial factor of, I'm wording them exactly from the ACT as they do, okay? So which of the following is a polynomial factor of 4x squared plus 3x minus 12? So what are we going to do to find that answer? What are we going to do? We're going to factor it, just like we've been learning to factor trinomials. Oops. I have no idea. It's not going to 2 and 4, can't be that one. Not going to 4 and 1. You know what? This doesn't work. That has to be a positive 12 there. It's either my typo or it's a mistake on the ACT point. I'm going to go back and look where I got that from. It's not possible to factor as it is because you can't get that positive 13. Right? Or am I wrong?
I tried all 3.
You what?
I tried.
Where did I get that question? Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. It works.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
I got
It
it.
works. There we go. I was using, I don't know what I was thinking. So 4x minus 3. Was I doing the wrong signs? I don't even know what I was doing now. So my 4 times 4 is 16, outer times outer, inner is minus 3, 16 minus 3 is my 13. So my 4x minus 3 is one of the factors.